Hi everyone, welcome to the Digital Fintech Show. Today we have with us Sabyasachi Goswami, who is the Chief Business Officer at Perfios. Perfios is one of the best B2B fintech company in the country and has been powering a lot of lenders in the market, including large and small. Anybody who's getting into digital lending is primarily working with Perfios in one way or other. And bank statement analyzer is obviously their anchor program, but they have many other platforms as well. And they've recently entered into the LMS LOS journey as well with their integrated platform. So I'm sure we'll get some insights on that as well. Thanks, Abhis, for joining us.
Thanks, Amir.
Okay, before we start the whole conversation, I think it'll be useful if you could share a few minutes about Perfios as such, what the whole story is all about, and how long you have been doing it, and how you're helping the entire ecosystem.
Right. Samir, as you know, Perfios was founded way back in 2008. So, actually, we are a 12-year-old, we call ourselves an innovative fintech company that provides kind of real time data analysis and decisioning solutions. We focus mainly in the areas of lending and personal finance management space. Uh, as a data aggregation and analytics platform, Perfios is a pioneer, a category creator, and a leader in lending space. Its lending solutions are extensively used by almost all the leading banks, NBFCs, and fintech companies in India and abroad. We work with almost about 270 odd customers globally. So we
Okay.
feel we're doing multiple things, starting from dealing with structured, unstructured data, preparing multiple reports, doing a lot of analytics, and creating an end-to-end platform for our clients, which can onboard or manage customer lifecycle seamlessly. So I would call Perfios in a nutshell uh, uh, that kind of a company.
Excellent, excellent. I think we had a fortune of meeting you long back, so I still remember working with. I think that must be around 4 or 5 years back. I've been to your office, and a lot of work we have done together, and we've been talking. So
Yeah.
let's come back to the key topic. I think the market is rife with a lot of changes on the lending side. Then there is a account aggregator coming, and then they are talking about OCAN and then DEPA and so much of change. And then there's also challenges in the market, as you see, because of liquidity and of course demon and all. So I think I want to know, how are you helping the lending ecosystem sort of grow up? So focus is more of the sessions lending. So maybe you can help us in how Perfios is helping the entire lending ecosystem.
So as I said while earlier, we are a innovative fintech company, and that innovation word always stands out for Perfios. So we have built multiple product solutions which are SaaS based, and we call ourselves a category creator in this field. So one such thing which is a trademark for us was Perfios Insights Analytics solution, which is built on proprietary technology, and it is built on proprietary capability, which has a capability to extract, curate, analyze all forms of structured, unstructured data and prepare reports as per the FI's lending policy. Now, it can be various forms of data, which is kind of we are known for BSA, tax statements, pay slips, bureau analysis, audited financials, card statements, GST, MCA, any such thing, and then kind of do face match, ID documents, OCR technology, automated credit assessment, uh, business rule engine. So Perfios basically, Perfios Insights, the product which we are talking of, combine all these various kinds of data inputs and provide a customizable output uh, to the financial institutions, and cross validates these data points from various sources. Now, that is one such solution which is typically helping all the lenders to go digital savvy. The second is, which I would want to talk about, there are multiple, but I would restrict myself to one or two. The next is the Perfios Integrate platform. Now, this is an onboarding platform which can be easily integrated with the FIs, which is either a bank or it can be a startup, existing systems, or it can be a new system if a startup is planning to build to enable take the lending journey digital. Now, how? Now, the onboarding platform which we have built is configurable as per the client's policy, and it works seamlessly to complete an entire digital journey of an end customer, starting from application filling page to KYC checks to bureau checks and analysis. Then, obviously, the products that I mentioned in the insights, which is like a BSA or a GST or a cash flow analysis. If it is an SME digital lending journey, then a credit assessment generation can be done in the platform. Now, the entire sanction and disbursement can be facilitated on this platform, and it also takes care of the loan management. And the platform is completely configurable and has various pre-built modules, which is like customer self-service journey. The if it is, let's say, a bank, then they need also an assisted journey because they have direct staff or a branch staff who will assist the customer. So there is an assisted journey. Then the bank may have also referral channels or distributors or dealers, which are typically called DSA or a BC module. Then there are third-party field investigation modules, and then there are due diligence module and back office modules to take care of the large bank branches. Now, this platform helps to onboard the customer in a real time, and it also integrates with various risk models and takes care of the disbursement. So, in nut, in toto, this integrate platform pretty much can be used for any STP loan sanction process, and pretty much you can manage your customer life cycle through this platform. So I would say that these two are typically very, very large product for us, which is one is insights analytics and second is integrate as a platform.
So is it good to say that if you are a early stage fintech or a digital or a lender, let's say NBFC, there are something like 8,000 in the market already of various sizes. Let's say if you are somebody who's starting your digital journey, instead of sort of tampering with the current system or Excel or whatever it is, they can come pretty much to you and sort of build the whole journey with you end to end and go live. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. I would say pretty much uh, we are focusing into completely into that direction. We've pretty much achieved quite a bit on that. However, as many claim that we are 100% digital or I can take you in weeks into digital, I would not make such tall claims, but I would say our solutions helps underwriting teams to get precise and lead to better products. Our we also help the lenders to make more robust models, and the platform actually pretty much enables to onboard a customer in a real time basis seamlessly by using our insights product combined with platform. So if you use both the products in a combined way, I think pretty much you can go live and move away from Excel, if not in weeks, probably in a month or month and a half's time, pretty much.
Okay. Okay. And so when suppose somebody, some lender comes to you and say, I already run 100 crore shop and they want to work with digital journey, you're saying within 45 days, we should be able to take them live on a digital journey. Not by migration or thing. I think the other thing which I always believe is that migrating accounts is not the easiest of jobs. But you're saying anything pure digital can go live in few months, maybe if not 1.5 months, maybe 2 months. That's something which is very much viable, right?
Yes, very much, very much. See, what in our experience, what I have seen, typically the solution that you are offering or the platform that you are offering, uh, for that matter, whether it is we or any of our other fellow companies, the solution should be future proofing, and it should be it should work uh, in tandem with any rule regulation that you can anticipate. You cannot predict pretty much everything, but pretty much future proofing against all the new regulations. Now let's take an example or a case in point. Now any business rules are typically for a startup or a small size company or a lender. Our business rules are often managed via complex Excel based forms of checklist. Now what are the possibilities? This can lead to very high error rates, and some research that I was reading long time back. There are error rates which goes up to 65%. Now imagine a lender running a program via Excel and there are errors up to 65%. It's crazy, and there are increased compliance risk due to human fallibility. Now, and definitely one thing which we can't miss is poor user experience, right? So what our platform does is using a dynamic rule engine, and we can orchestrate the entire customer lifecycle, such as information, such as the KYC requirements can be gathered at the onset and can be reused, which means basically clients aren't asked the same information multiple times. This is one small example I'm giving. And for like a commercial bank, this automation has added a huge benefit of allowing them to focus more on customers and less on regulations and conflicting requirements. So I think the platform has to take care of this, and we are pretty much making progress on that direction.
Okay, okay. But when people think about these platforms and they think of this pre-integrated, there's something in their mindset that it must be very expensive, right? It will run into crores, and they can't afford it. That's why I've seen a lot of entities don't even start this journey, thinking that it will be very expensive. So I'm not asking for exact numbers, but I mean, is it? I mean, how does it work for early stage guys who has maybe 100 crores or 200 crores or 500 crores of overall loan base, and they can't spend maybe 5 or 10 crores as a TCO, which is expected by many of them. How does it work?
See, typically in a SaaS platform, and if you truly make it SaaS and keep it in a SaaS play, it is always, as you say, pay as you grow, right? So obviously there is some initial cost because you need to take care of your product that you have developed and on the research and innovation that you keep doing for that platform or the product that you have built. It is like healthcare. If you the medicine can come at a very cheaper cost, but if you want better medicine and effective medicine, there has to be a significant portion of amount reinvested on research.
I agree.
And Perfios for last 12 years has invested very heavily on two things. And I think this year, the year 21, will see some of it, and probably we should benefit. One is on how the data can be utilized without compromising on any kind of privacy and privacy laws,
Okay.
which is probably seeing the light of the day in coming time.
Correct.
I think, hence, what kind of security measures you have built, what kind of compliance around your data you have built is very, very critical. And this requires significant amount of investment, and it cannot be built overnight.
Hmm.
One is investment in terms of money, one is investment in terms of experience and time. Now, it is not that any company that comes tomorrow can invest billions of dollars and build security. It requires immense amount of knowledge and understanding of multiple journeys that exist today and can happen in future. So you need to study each journey and where there can be flaws. So it has taken us time. Like, we have spent almost 10 plus years understanding its journeys and where we can do something. Like, the SME journey differs from a payday journey, differs from a BNPL journey, and differs from a typical commercial banking journey. So each journeys we had to go through multiple iterations before we built a layer of security. Now that's very, very critical. Secondly, that is one point where your investment goes. And second, you need to come out with innovative products which make the customer journey very, very seamless. Now, it is our client and our client's end client
Correct.
should have a frictionless onboarding experience. It is not just building a nice UI UX, and thereafter, we have not thought of what if a incident occurs, how do you continue that journey? For that, you have to significantly invest in a product. Now, it can be an analytics product, it can be a platform product. Ultimately, it goes hand in hand. Now, hence, there is an one-time kind of initial, some kind of product cost. And then if a startup, ideally, my suggestion is when somebody is starting small and new, shouldn't experiment too much in terms of a beautiful UI, a beautiful UX, completely out of the way journey which haven't been tried, tested. Because if you ask for building all that, it will incur a certain amount of cost. And hence, I would say one should go live with the pre-built journeys that the platform offers, try, get sense of the market, get sense of the customer behavior on that platform, and then think of the journeys depending on the success. And accordingly, you can plan the investment, and which is what we exactly offer the model. So there is a small kind of a setup cost. And then as you book the loan or as you do an active loan process on the platform, there is certain amount of charges that is taken. However, if you take the insights, Perfios insights product, which is comes pre-built in the platform, there are certain additional uh, kind of commercials that apply, but that is basis which data points you use. Now, let's say I am a consumer lender on the salaried side. It doesn't make sense for me to use the SME data points. What are those? Like typically, I would not need a 3-year financial or a GST or a credit monitoring solution that we have, which comes integrated in our integrate product or a platform. However, a SME lender may want these points as a top priority than a consumer lender. So it is very important to understand, though the platform comes pre-integrated with, let's say, about 34 or 35 different kind of data services, do you need to consume that much? Does your customer segment requires those kind of data points to underwrite? So you can very well be very, very niche in your segment and pick up the data points to effectively work on the cost and balance it pretty much. So we also offer our experiences that we have had, that you should go with this and not try this. If we work very, very together with our clients, and most of the time we make a workable solution for them.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So it's not very expensive. It's more like
Absolutely.
pay as you use, and benefits will accrue and to the customer first, and
Right.
then logically to the lender and then to you. Right? Makes sense. Makes sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think you're in the midst of it, whole lending journeys of so many customers in the market. So and there's so much of change happening. So what kind of trends do you see in the ecosystem which our audience can actually have a leverage on?
See, at a high level, if you ask me, there are a couple of things that I'm seeing, or I would say where fintechs are headed in 2021. Okay, one definitely, and take a couple of minutes, so bear with me. I see growth of neo banking and BaaS platforms becoming reality this year more and more. Okay, so that is bound to happen. The next in line I see is the tokenization. I was reading an article last week where I read 45% of CEOs across Asia Pacific say that they are adopting advanced cybersecurity practices. And typical, you will see biometrics, more card tokenization. Now, this is not directly on lending space, but this definitely is required in some of the platform play. So I see that it will replace kind of sensitive information like card account details with a random value which can be provided by the platform. So there is definitely on this that I see will gain popularity. And for India, it will actually become very, very helpful because we have the biometric in the form of Aadhaar, which is kind of can be extensively used for this tokenization process. Next, I see which can become reality, and people are already working on this, is MSME financing is bound to rise, and the rise of data analytics and use of new technologies. Now, what will happen here, and what I feel can happen on the SME space typically, I see the focus is shifting towards creating new age financial instruments. And I'm delving deep in this because uh, our Perfios solutions can very well kind of be used here as a plug and play solutions. So, like instruments like credit cards for corporates.
Mhm.
Was it not there? It was there. But credit cards still was an individual play and not so much for a corporate usage perspective. I'm seeing that is becoming the reality, and you'll see a shift here. You'll see automated bill discounting. Was bill discounting not there? It was. But automated bill discounting, not so much. So obviously, then your new terminology which you used in the beginning, token, probably will get used. Then treasury management, automated collateral evaluation, and specific event based insurance. You will also see AI based hedge funds. Now, these are all good, and I see startups have kind of scaled to a position where they have proved that they can create models to evaluate uh, the borrowers effectively, and there are platforms which are already coming in the market which kind of uh, not completely guarantee but kind of build models which ensures low delinquency, and probably it will take shape. I think these are something which is the next reality, and I think the platforms that will have such models can quickly come to ground. So for us, because of our Perfios Insights product, which does multiple triangulation and cross validation between different data points, we feel the platform is nicely poised to give you a ready data model which can be uh, used to take your lending journey live in kind of matter of days, instead of first integrating the data, then trying to validate the data, then trying to validate the model, then trying to use it to kind of build your journey. So ours is, there is ready journey and there are ready data models, and to feed to that data models, how to fetch the data, to analyze it, and to feed it to the model. So all this chain is already there. So actually, it can be very, very nicely used.
Excellent. Excellent. And maybe just to, so we were talking about the future ready piece, right? So I think on the lending journey, we believe that things will continue to change and as such. So I think anything you want to talk about ready journeys which are there, anything more about it which people should know. For example, if I am in a particular industry or business on the lending side, will I see that product with you, or how would it? So a bit of a roadmap or thought process around that will be useful.
Yeah. So over years, working with multiple clients, we have seen and experienced different kind of journeys. But we have seen very, very traditional journeys. And I don't say that traditional journeys will go away in next 6 months. No, it is here to stay for quite some time. But there are very, very tech savvy customers. There are millennial customers who want better experience, and that space will undergo tremendous change, which is where you will see new products and new journeys. And for SMEs, as I was saying, there will be more newer products which will come, which will require some new journeys. So what we have done is we have uh, taken some products, uh, like let's say PL. Now PL is used in multiple forms. Somebody call it a payday loan, somebody call it a micro loan, somebody calls it an SME loan. So every lender I have seen segments, even SME, even for a 1 lakh loan as a SME loan. Now that's a micro loan, I don't know, but people call it SME. So we have built certain pre-integrated, uh, pre-designed journeys, which we thought can work for anybody who comes to lending and can start and wants to start lending, can do it pretty much seamlessly without spending too much time on working on journeys initially. So one such is on the PL product. Now this can take multiple forms. It can be a small ticket PL. It can be a average ticket like between 1 to 3 lakhs PL also. Now the next is, similarly, there is P2P, which obviously is not has gained popularity, but it's been a little flat for a while now. There are pre-designed, pre-integrated P2P journeys. So if anybody wants to enter into that space, there are journeys available which is ready and can be used. Then there are some working capital journeys. Now these are typically for SMEs. There are also journeys designed for that. We are working on few more journeys which probably in few months will be out and ready, are on the auto. When we say auto, it can be two-wheeler, it can be used car, and we have seen popularity across used car in last year or so. So there are journeys in progress that will come out very soon. So I think these are few dimensions that we are offering. There is, of course, then a big piece is mortgage. We have some journeys, but because mortgage has a lot of complexity and uh, everything is not available in a digital form, I would not say it's a end-to-end STP journey, but there are journeys available for that.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. I think this is lot of information we've got in last maybe around 25, 30 minutes, I guess. So I think before we close, anything last we want to talk to or share in your insights on to the new age, anybody who's setting up his starting his entrepreneurial journey right now, any insights to a startup guy, because you've been working so closely with them.
See, I that's my favorite word and favorite phrase. Um, Try and keep it simple. I always say that. So when any entrepreneur, and specifically if you are getting into a space where you want to start a lending startup, there are many. So the more you simplify, the better it is. Don't try and oversimplify, because what happens is, um, it was a wave in between that I should only be able to click thrice. Now, to oversimplify, you have added so many behind the scene journeys and wireframes and requirements. You have complicated the product and you have complicated the requirement, and hence your investment has gone way beyond what you would have started with. I would say keep it very, very simple. Whatever is available, start with that, gauge the market, understand, sense it. A real time experience, whichever platform you come with, $1 billion platform to a few lakh platform. There is no ready journey that can satisfy all your customer requirement and all your expectations. You should start, and in process you will learn, and your platform also will learn and have to improve. So if you start with that mindset, I think you will be able to go to market quickly, fairly, at a reasonable cost, and probably you'll be successful in gaining market share. Then to wait and build an ideal journey and look for an ideal platform. There is no such thing which is ideal to meet all customer requirements. There are varied customer, disparate customer requirements. You have to come to a meeting point and start quickly. That's what I would suggest.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Sabha, for your insight. I think these 30 minutes have been very, very good for you. For at least for me, I learned a lot of new things. So thank you, Sabha, for this.
Thanks, Amit. Thanks for giving this opportunity. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.